Thank
I
you.
asked for a break and that's what we gave.
Okay, we're good?
Yeah.
All right, good evening. I'd like to bring the Southbridge Board of Health meeting called to order. It's October 10th, Thursday, 2024. I have 6:02 p.m. Relative to Mass General Law, Chapter 38, Section 20F, and for the benefit of the public, this meeting is being recorded by both video and audio methods. Roll call, please.
Gus Steves.
Present.
Jasmine Canones.
Absent.
Kevin Swain.
Present.
Gil Provost.
Excused.
Roland Lavishow.
Present. Okay, we have a quorum. Consider and accept minutes from September 12th, 2024.
So moved.
Second.
Any comments, additions, deletion, corrections?
Thank you.
No, it's okay.
I did them right?
No, we just don't want to bother you about that. Okay, since there's none, motion to accept, all in favor? Seeing no opposed, unanimous of those present. Citizens forum, if there's anybody in the audience that would like to speak that for something that is not on the agenda.
Is the trash pickup regarding snowbirds on the agenda?
No,
It isn't?
no,
Because I was told that it would be tonight, that's why I'm here.
no.
Oh,
Thinking citizen discount. Senior discount.
See, yeah.
A citizen discount,
Senior.
senior discount, but snowbirds, I believe, was turned down
It was.
4 months ago.
Yes.
really?
But I will explain, if you, when I get to these other two issues regarding the curbside,
Yeah.
I've got to explain what I've learned on what we can do and not do. And then you'll know where you want to go with this, and it will not be here, because we don't have any choice on it.
Oh. Okay, I'll listen.
Oh, Jasmine is here.
Hi, Jasmine. Good to see you.
We are so glad to see you. How's Mom?
Yeah. She's up there long now.
Yeah, mine's at
I've been
Harrington now.
asking the lady in the Board of Health office if there's been
That
any
was the thing
decision
there
on
when she
it
did-
or whatever, and she says no,
Which I have it inside
at
phone,
the
eyes
October
up.
meeting.
So we do have discussion.
A couple of.
We have the senior discount as an agenda item, but we don't have snowbirds.
Right.
And the snowbird article was turned down months ago, so that's off the table as far as we go.
Okay, but I'll listen to the discount then.
Okay. Nothing else? Seeing none, we'll move on to presentations. We have none, so that's good. We'll move on. As promised, we put two items on hold for May 17, 2024 special meeting pending a cost analysis of the impact of enacting these regulations that they may have on the fee rate and take any actions. We put on the vacancies, which I believe I sent a copy of what the verbiage was, and the senior discount.
Yep.
I met with since the last meeting, I met with the town manager. And then Rich and I met with finance director. All the time, the way it was explained to me, all the time that we spent on these two items was a waste of time. Because we have, the town council adopted the curbside pickup and the rate of $115 per unit. We are responsible for regulations regarding the curbside. The health department with the solid waste coordinator is responsible for the policies, procedures, and policing, or however you would term it. We cannot and have no right to adjust any abatements or reduce that cost. That comes under the purview of the council, because they're the ones that set the rate. If it was a regulation, like some of our regulations that follow within our power,
Yeah.
we can set fees
Right.
after a public hearing and all that other good stuff. But this is an enterprise fund put forth by the town council, and they set the rate. We can't touch it. So if there is a question and a concern on, and people would like something done on that, I would request them to maybe go to a town council meeting and speak up at Citizens Forum, or reach out to a town councilor, because that is in their playing field. We can't touch it by law.
Okay. Would it have been a situation where, if earlier in the process, if we had asked them to delegate to us, or could we have done it from the beginning? But
No,
because they
we-
started it, they
no.
own it now?
When they put this together, which it came, we'll all admit, it came too fast.
Yeah.
There was a lot of things unprepared. This should have been done with their proposal, because they're the ones that have to agree to some kind of an abatement. They would have to, any kind of a discount, whether it be the snowbirds, whether it be senior, vacant apartment, these things, when it touches money, they set the rate.
Right.
So they have to, they're the only ones that can adjust that rate.
Because I remember when I was on the council at the time, that's when we kind of created the policy. And I don't remember even thinking about it.
No.
And they did that presentation, Gus,
Yeah.
remember, on the back, throw, throw as you go, or.
Oh, they
pay as you
did,
go. Yeah, they
we did
Yeah,
like
yeah.
3 or 4 different ways,
Yeah.
including the town running their own. But at that point, it was all about getting the system up and running, because it was under the gun.
Right,
Because the end of the 24th or whatever it was of April was D-Day.
Yep.
So, I put this back on here because we promised at the May meeting that we would put it off for financial thing. And then I learned that it's a legal thing, because this is an enterprise fund. The other thing that I learned is that, and Michelle did very good at explaining this. The contract was up in April. The enterprise funds, by law, go by fiscal year. So, to make it simple, the town had to take a loan from the general fund to pay this
Yep.
for April, May, and June.
Yep.
So now the enterprise fund starts, and not only does the enterprise fund have to pay for the cost of doing business for the curbside, it also has to pay back the loan to the general fund
that we took out.
Okay,
to pay it back.
okay.
So technically, we are in April, May, July, August, and September, 3 months into the
Real.
enterprise fund for real.
Okay, yeah, okay.
And there's still problems with people having paid from day one.
Right.
And
Do we
that's
act-
policies and procedures of what,
do
the
we
town
actually
wants to
owe
do.
any money into the enterprise fund from those first 6 months? Or is that already actually covered?
what do you mean?
As, well, you just said that we essentially took a loan from.
Well,
from-
we had
from
to,
the general fund to the enterprise fund, I mean, so I guess the other way around. So does the enterprise fund owe any money back to the general fund left, or is it all done?
no, it still owes, I believe. Michelle has to run the numbers, but we've only been
Yeah, I know.
3 months into the enterprise fund, but we've been 6 months into the program of paying
Right.
the contractor.
Mhm.
And there's people that opted out.
Right.
There's people who haven't paid. There's a lot of people who haven't paid since day one.
Mhm.
And that's been the concern on how do you take care of this.
So when it comes to people
So-
not paying, if it's an enterprise fund, who has the authority to go after them? Us or the town council?
The town,
The town as a
not the
whole.
town council. Town council said 115 per unit.
Right,
That's what they said. We're gonna do curbside. They went out to bid. They awarded a contract, 115.
right.
The policies and procedures, regulations, we have our solid waste regulations. They have their policing actions.
Okay.
This is the entity of the town with the finance department of what they're gonna do. Water supply, they have their procedure on notifications, and then they
just
shut you off.
Yep.
For lack of a better term, as finance people say, that's the carrot,
Yeah.
to make you pay. A lot of people say,
Sounds like a stick to me.
what not, put a lien on the property.
Which is what they meant.
For trash?
For anything, that is lousy. That provides no benefit because people don't care.
And they'll
Because-
sell the property and then they never sell the property.
I'm gonna die in my house and then it's my estate's problem. So people don't
That's
pay.
a
And this-
commonality here.
and yes, anyway, this is the world. And this is a service type of thing.
Yeah,
So there's things being weighed by the finance and things like this. But whatever's done, then it's the enforcement and policing issue that has to back it up. So it's been a very interesting thing because we haven't done this before.
Nope.
But playing with this enterprise fund is out of our wheelhouse,
okay.
okay?
Do we have any options of any sort? Or do we automatically, if somebody's seeking exemptions? we
No,
automatically
if,
send-
let's say the council wants to adopt, let's say they want to adopt a senior discount.
Right,
My thing to the council, well, let's make it easy.
yeah, totally.
What's the senior number?
You mean the population of it?
No, the number.
How old?
How old? Because that's all over the,
Oh, that's right, we
All
did
over
that
the-
before.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
even
all
we
over
had,
here.
like,
We
yeah.
so if the
yeah.
council says we will approve senior discount, the person has to live in the house, they have to be of such and such age, and it will be such and such amount.
Right,
Health department with solid waste, because we have the solid waste regulations, figure out what you do to enact it.
right.
Paperwork, procedures, that type of stuff. And you be accountable to it and work with Michelle. That's how that gets played.
That's what I figured. Okay.
Yep. So,
So is the senior discount still up in the air, or is it?
right now, it is, as far as we have anything to do with it, it is null and void, and it has to be taken up by the town council.
Oh, so it
Because they're the only ones that can adjust any of the fees with the curbside.
I didn't
just
know if
found
it had
that out.
already been done.
Yeah.
Oh, it hasn't.
No, it hasn't.
No,
We were talking about it, but
Yeah.
as he was saying, we don't have the authority to do it.
we just found
I know,
out
I
it's,
understand.
they have the authority, not us.
We were
just
working
found
on-
that out.
We were working on some language that may help or hurt them. I don't know, but they're the ones that would have to take it up.
Right.
I just think it's too bad that we're a homeowner, a taxpayer, and that we have to pay while we're gone 6 months. We're not gonna have it picked up. They're gonna go right by our house. They're not picking up anything.
Right.
It's not costing them any money, and we still have to pay.
So my recommendation, like you showed up tonight, would be to show up at a town council meeting during the citizens forum and bring it up then, because they're the ones who control it. We thought we did, we found out we don't, they do upstairs.
Well,
That
guess
would be
what?
my recommendation.
Guess what? We're leaving for Florida Sunday, so
Do you
we're
have
not
a,
gonna be around.
do you
What
have a
part?
place to go to?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
First and
Because-
First and foremost, how's the highway looking?
Been
Yeah.
watching the weather.
Good.
Little damage. We live in a community that had a tornado go through, and, but it damaged some of the houses, but not ours.
As long as you have power and water.
They don't have power yet, but we're not gonna get there till another week, 'cause we go camping. We drive down, and so we're camping along the way, and
I feel like you need a chaperone, and I feel like I'm self-available.
Need a chauffeur?
Daniel, he's gonna take first, then I'm gonna
they
take
don't have
second.
electricity, we can live in our camper.
Yeah, listen, we got two folks here that are, we're ready. You ready? We don't need much. You won't even know we're there. You won't even know we're there. Once
We'll do the dishes.
We'll do this and that. So,
Well, I guess I might as well leave. because-
aw.
Okay,
Sorry.
sorry.
Thank you.
Call the town council.
What?
Before you leave, if you call one of the council.
Or like a letter.
Or, call a solid waste agent even. Maritza,
Here a second ago.
and she could probably give you some help.
Yeah, like a letter. or something.
Because one of your options, I shouldn't even say it,
Please do.
with the camera open.
I need any option I can. Because people might think we have a lot of money because we go to Florida. Oh,
Yeah.
no, we don't.
Yeah,
We go
call-
camping, we,
Call-
yeah, we bought our house when the houses were, the price of houses were way down, and we try to save money wherever we can in order to get
Yeah.
out of the
you
cold
reap
weather
those
in the
rewards.
winter. So solid waste, what is that all about?
She's gonna get a business card for you. for you
It's
to
a
call.
walkout.
I just asked her to get her card, call her, and she'll be able to direct you where to go. So she just went to her office to get her card with a phone number.
Yeah. Well, you think she did.
It's on the website.
All of the town councilors are on the town website.
I'm not even sure if I know the town council.
Rich will be able to help her.
You know, I'm
I don't
gonna
wanna say off though.
Yeah, I know, no. I knew.
So,
That's where you're going.
yeah, that's, but I don't want to say
Oh,
that
sorry.
on camera. That's
She'll come back with her business card.
Yeah,
Call her and she'll tell you how to contact a counselor or to go that way. Maybe write a letter
Yeah.
that can be
the
read
Yeah.
at Citizens Forum, or it could be passed to a counselor, that they could read it at
In
that
your
time,
absence.
in your absence, because
Yeah.
you're gone.
Yeah.
So she just went to get her business card with her
Yeah.
phone number, and if you contact her, she'll help you to get in touch with a letter or something to a
Okay.
counselor.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, and I can pass the letter along if you'd like.
Yeah.
I know a couple of counselors. I can pass I'll write my number behind that card. Or I'll see you in Florida, sounds like.
Your wish.
Yeah, you leave me alone.
All right, so, I guess, we'll just, to do this
No
right,
action
take a
taken.
motion to,
There's no action.
no action taken and move on,
Correct.
on item number 6.
So moved. Unfortunately.
Jazz?
All in favor?
That's me.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
No
Thank you.
action, we
Well,
moved
hey.
on.
Sorry. Good luck
She wasn't in any of that.
on your travels.
Oh, thank you.
We got a motion and a second to take no action on these two because of that.
Okay.
We have
Who
in favor?
motioned?
Gus and I,
1 and 2? All in favor? Okay, unanimous. All right. Nice and quick one. The health director's report. I don't have to go
All
ABC.
right. Thank you, Chair. We'll start with arborvitae's. Triple E, mosquito life cycle is ending. Lower temps coupled with it's been a dry season, which means reduced transmission. DPH has decreased the triple E risk to moderate across the state for all communities, well, previously at critical or high risk.
That was scary. Yeah.
Yeah, at a point it was.
Yeah.
So we're at the tail end. We're not done yet. As the Chair said, hard frost should do
Oh,
it.
first frost.
Whenever that can be. You heard anything?
Tonight.
Tonight it's gonna be cold, yeah. All right. Okay,
I know I
moving.
haven't seen too many mosquitoes or ticks.
Yeah,
over woods these days, so.
Don't jinx yourself.
I too, you know, right.
It's safe run. Of course, this weekend's gonna rain.
But moving forward to COVID and infectious diseases. So with COVID, the data has indicated the confirmed cases have decreased from 45, which we had in August, to 34. You have the new report right there, which is good. But the probable cases have risen. And again, probable are symptoms and anyone exposed to someone with the illness. All right, and that's really it's also a positive antigen test.
Right.
And you have to have the clinical symptoms, but those have risen.
But these don't include the home test. This is only for
Right.
Reporter.
reportable,
Reporting.
required reportable
Affordable.
people.
Right. And we have the emerging new variants, all right, and transmissible variants, and that's due to mutation. So that's where we are. Nothing else here. We have the hepatitis, number of cases are low, Legionella, Lyme's disease still there, and TB. The cases are not concerning. The number of cases, I should say. What is we'll continue to monitor the coronavirus. See you next month. Okay?
Did we have any of this, did the nurse show you any of this impact the schools? Because I did see on social media that the Center of Hope was closed for a couple of weeks
Yes.
Yeah.
They did it on their
because of
own
an
accord.
outbreak.
Yep.
So they,
And they enacted
I'm
the
ass-
right measures.
I'm assuming
Whatever.
they followed the proper procedure.
Yes, yes, they are following the guidelines.
But I
Kudos
didn't
to
know
them.
if anything,
She does work with the school nurse,
if there was
but
any,
nothing to suggest of anything of concern. Whether it's outbreak,
no, I just
high
want to,
incidence levels.
I just
But
want to
again,
be prepared on that because many years ago,
Yeah.
we were up on it.
Mm-hmm.
And we were expecting the school department to call for a meeting to close schools or
Mm-hmm.
stop the after-school stuff so that
Oh, yeah,
we
yeah.
got in front of it.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah,
know that-
and again, what we're focusing on are clusters, these outbreaks, whether they're
Exactly.
schools, organizations. And unfortunately, they will happen,
Yeah, well, yeah,
you know.
yeah.
So that's where we are.
Good.
Moving forward, blight. We have a major concern at 120 Marcy Street, first floor. First floor has been condemned by the health department, and unfortunately, the tenants are unwilling to leave.
Which one was that again?
Owner is apathetic.
120 Marcy.
120 Marcy Street. That was due to a number of issues, from gross unsanitary conditions, lack of a sink, structural damage. We had exposed sewer lines, egress issues, doors, windows, really compounded it. So the health department, in conjunction with the building commissioner, made that determination. Where we are now, is unfortunately, like I said, is trying to remove the tenants,
Okay.
the occupants.
One
And
question
they
I
are
have is-
unwilling at this point.
One question I have is, if we're condemning one apartment in the building, how does that affect anybody else in the building?
Well, the other apartments are satisfactory. Well, it's 3 apartments, 3 dwelling units. The middle unit is vacant.
Okay.
The owner did respond to that. They found out about a hoarding issue there.
Well, that's the one that had the animals too, wasn't it?
That's
Oh, yeah,
correct.
okay.
That
the one
is
I
correct.
thought.
And we've been, let's just say, challenged with keeping the sanitation level there,
I can imagine.
right? At one point, it was at a very high level. We had them removed. They were reactive. We continued to monitor weekly, every other weekly. Now it's grown. We gained access to the first floor, and made that determination that was condemnable. They're imminent health hazards and unsuitable for human habitation. That compounded this problem as well is the owner did not respond to previous correction orders addressing some of these issues.
Right. Does the owner-
He is slow to respond, to say the very least. We are going on site tomorrow to see what,
Is he local? The
He is local.
The GIS won't come up.
he is very local, owns a lot of property.
And they, I know I'm not gonna question you or Teddy, because you know the stuff, but I know we've had this in the past, going back all the way back with
There is a
Florence.
history, there is a history.
Well, not there, but other places about getting tenants out. And this goes back when Florence was the manager, and I remember them escorted out by police.
We had a discussion, a meeting today.
For their own health.
Police Chief Woodson, the town manager,
How come I didn't-
myself, the inspector, building commissioner, and the building inspector, pertaining to this.
Yeah.
Because pursuant to Mass General Laws and the Housing Code, when occupants are reluctant to move out, okay, the health department does have the power to have the individuals forcibly removed by state or local police. Okay?
Is it an issue that, what exactly the issues for this person not to move out? And is there something, is it that they can't afford to move out?
A
Is it-
number
who knows?
of issues.
What's
from-
available to
from-
help them do so?
Unable to move out, having the means to move out, find a place, and even having the means, the monetary means, to get a hotel for a week. I
But
think
isn't
they're
that
also.
the responsibility of the
That
owner
is
for
so.
30
Yes,
days?
exactly.
That
Yeah.
is.
Because I
Under-
remember when we did one on Central Street with Florence. They were taken out, they went to a hotel. And then she had made, as a town manager, arrangements with these people, and the town did the backdoor stuff with payments through the owner.
Right.
And they had to make an appointment with the town manager at the time, and a date, and you have 30 minutes and you bring your moving stuff, because all they were, take your meds and get out. When they had the appointment, they called the fire department. We went over there with the cordless tools and unscrewed the door and stood by with an officer that stood by until they got their stuff cleaned out.
Correct. You are correct.
And that's what we had done before, because, yeah, people are reluctant.
That was the norm. And right now, you are right, Chair. Under the provisions of the Housing Code, the owner is responsible during the condemnation order
Right.
to put them up.
Yep.
Okay, in suitable housing. what we're doing, what we've been doing, and tomorrow as well, is that is our challenge, but we are trying to position everyone in which the owner will get a hotel room for an amount of time for these individuals. Our main premise here is to remove the tenants / occupants in an unsuitable living and housing situation. One that is dangerous, and again, they should leave immediately. That hasn't been done. We are taking all measures and taking any avenues we can legally to facilitate this process, and again, extract and remove the occupants from an unsafe environment.
Right.
The challenge being is the owner dragging their feet to get suitable housing, even hotel / motel, and the occupants really not participating or wanting to move out
Right, so now,
for their own challenges and their own
I
issues.
understand that. So
Um,
at what point do we have the authority to say, we are setting up a hotel space?
We-
for
we-
people
we-
for a
we-
while, you're getting the bill. Is there-
No, we don't have that. We don't have that. We are not responsible for, again, putting up occupants, tenants during the situation. The owner is.
No, I understand. I
Un-
understand
Unless,
that.
unless a judge orders otherwise, okay? So, but the reluctance is here to follow that directive and use town money, town funds, town resources for that. Because again, solely that is an owner's issue, and we do know the owner has the ability to do this.
Does he have any vacant apartments in his other buildings?
He may.
Because I know that was the
He has
thing.
many
Second
apartments.
floor.
Well, and the whole
It's not-
premise, the whole premise to here is to take care of the people, number one.
right,
Sure.
of
But make
course.
sure there's no
That's my point.
liability
Yes.
on the town.
Right.
But when you force people out, and they're gonna come back, Mr. Landlord, as soon as you
Sure,
rectify these problems, which puts a fire on the stick
Yeah,
to get them to fix the
It's a
thing
Band-Aid
ASAP.
fix.
Sure, there's many challenges, Chair. Add this layer also, they have gone, the occupants and the owner, to housing court for eviction. And there's an order for them to stay on site until November 30th.
but
But that's eviction,
That's,
not,
Yeah.
that's the eviction, not
Not-
condemnation.
correct.
So, this may, to conclude, what this may fall into is a situation where the health department will need to speak with Attorney Rob Caprera and move this into court proceedings,
Yeah.
and have them do emergency eviction,
Yeah,
okay, through the courts, through the
Yeah.
same judge that has handled the eviction process previous,
Right.
the civil one, and see what we can come up
because
with.
then you're protected by the winter too. There's that winter.
There's,
thing, right?
yes,
Isn't
there's
that-
many
And
factors
this'll
which
still,
again,
this'll still cost him unless he wants to step
absolutely,
up.
but
Is the second floor vacant?
the
Let him
second
use it.
floor is vacant, but not completely habitable.
Oh,
because
wow,
the
that might,
day-
yeah, that
right.
might be a quick fix
So
for
we
him.
looked at all of these different avenues, but it's going to necessitate the involvement of the attorney, the
Yeah.
involvement of housing court at this point, unless tomorrow we come up with some agreement and there's actual movement.
If the first floor is not habitable, the second's not completely habitable, how do we get a third one in?
Third, we've checked it, I've inspected it myself
As long as they
thoroughly,
have-
and like night and day.
As
Okay.
long as they have competent
Good.
egress access.
They do?
It's separate.
Good, okay.
Again,
Does the
night and
first
day.
floor
You wouldn't
have-
even,
Does the first floor have their CO and smoke detectors?
they,
That will,
they-
at least,
they do.
okay.
It's just, the two doors, means of egress, have been basically destroyed because of a drug raid.
Oh,
Yeah.
Never repaired.
Oh my God, that was a long time ago.
Months ago.
We had orders against the owner to have those corrected. But what happened is finally we were able to gain access within the dwelling unit, and what we found was horrendous.
Are the people of disability where we could file something like through the state when saying that, you know, like if there was a senior or something to
What
that
I
effect?
could tell you, what I know from the case is, and it's been very fluid with even the occupants, meaning I've gone there personally many times. I would say over 10 times in the last few weeks. And I found different occupants, each saying they're legal. The occupants that have been there, elderly woman, 2 individuals, 2 females that are pregnant,
Oh, boy.
and others. So this complicates the nature of the processes we're going to be facing. So it is a very precarious situation, and
Can't be.
we have too much stake. But again, essentially, this is where we were emphatic to have these individuals be removed from an unsafe environment.
Yes.
And that's not the only ones, that's the only ones visible right now, and that's not the only ones that's gonna come in the future,
Oh,
unfortunately.
Unfortunately. So I've been saving this to bring forth to the board's attention. Again, this has all just happened recently, many moving parts, and we'll keep you abreast of the situation.
You had a question?
In regards to 120, clarification on information. You said that
Oh.
there is a problem in regards to, excuse me, sewer, open pipes, or
Well, what happened is so if you look, I can share some photos with you if you'd like. But
I'm just,
what I can,
my main thing there to get at is open pipes, that causes a problem, not just for the first floor, it also causes a problem on the third floor if it's open pipes as far as gases go.
well, what in regards to this, very good point, they removed the sink,
Okay.
okay? And in the toilet room, you could see up to the second floor.
you need
Yeah, it's an
to
old- it's an
stop
old-
this
It's all degraded.
immediately.
There is no sink, and without even a sink, that constitutes possible condemnation. It's on that list
Right.
of imminent
And
health
you know,
hazards.
throw a rag in the pipe.
But
because
so
there's no pressure.
essentially, the toilet room / bathroom is so compromised from structural deficiencies, lack of sinks. Literally, you can look
My main
downstairs,
concern was
upstairs, huge
third floor
holes,
tenants with
and that's
gases.
where
Yeah.
the sewer line is, right? And the toilet has been damaged. So there's one. Can I put back?
So my thing was the gases for a third floor tenants. The other thing my question is in regards to, we've had problems with this property for a while. I mean, the dog officer, she's been there numerous times, but we've had, orders on that property. Are we following through with the fines on those orders to the homeowner to let him know?
We have issued fines which were unpaid. So this complicates things. Should building permits try to be obtained,
That's
To
what I was
fix-
trying-
Payments have to
that's
be
what I was
made.
trying to get at.
add another layer.
What do you mean by a long time, Kevin?
We've been going to this property for some time.
Oh, it's been years that
Yes,
different
yes.
entities have been involved with that piece of
And the
property.
police
Numerous
and the
between
town
police,
manager,
fire,
after
town
just-
manager,
they're all aware
dog
of the
officer.
history. Yes. yes.
State agencies,
Yes, this
Yes,
has been going on for
yes,
some
yes.
time.
SPCA.
Clap has been there for
Yep.
a child that did unfortunately
Yep.
get poisoned with lead.
Yep,
Yep. It's just one.
just name it. Look in the dictionary and there's been everything there
It'll come
from
up with
Go
that
with a
address.
bulldozer.
Yeah,
Our concern is with public health and the safety of the occupants. So
That's
we're
why we're babies now.
trying. We're trying. So moving forward,
yep.
set another property that I wanted to discuss is 743 Main Street.
Is that the two between High and Sales?
The two big properties,
Yeah,
yes, that was owned by the Shirley LeBlanc.
I think I think the
Yes,
first
you're
one on
correct.
that,
It is, it's right on.
it was
Shirley.
LeBlanc, and then there was, I think
That's
somebody
the
else
dentist.
had the brick one.
Yes, yeah,
Okay.
okay. So the brick one, I've met with the owner, the representative that cleaned it before and now is going to ensure that it's secure, post it again, lock up, there's a garage there, clean up the grounds. But we're concerned with the other location,
The Asian one.
743, which is turning into a dump site.
And I
Tires, Around the house, seems an encampment for homeless individuals.
That's what I heard.
Okay, absolutely. We were on site. It's turned into that. Large amounts of rubbish, fecal matter, et cetera, et cetera.
743
And we're also
Like
concerned
that,
about the building being secured, which
Dan, is that it?
windows. So,
Is that it?
No, I don't.
743? Cause that looks nice.
No, oh God, no.
That looks nice.
so what it is the property has obviously been neglected for a long time, and we have ordered the owner, the estate of Shirley LeBlanc, to correct these. They have received the correction notices, and legal notice has been served. What we are looking for is simply removal of the rubbish, the trash, and the building to be secured. So our attempts of an order coupled with 21D tickets, nothing's been done at this point. So this one,
People local.
that's-
I mean, it's listed as being local, but
Oh,
are they,
yeah,
are the people you reached out actually
That's the one.
anywhere near here?
no, the estate is in Quincy.
Wait.
Quincy. Again, they are receiving.
Have you been inside?
Took my hand, a long time ago.
About any kind of, my thought with this, my other previous job, should that be marked with an X? Should, because that's something that.
Yes,
I've been in there.
I don't know
we've
if,
been in there. We did a tour, but this was last year.
I don't know if they reached out to the fire department. Because since now that it has been breached and there is a life hazard, should something happen in there in the middle of the night, at least the firefighters know
Sure.
that at least it's a slash, that the building's compromised, and to use extreme caution.
Absolutely true. I agree, because what is indicative of there is, I've been there where the boarding on the windows, lower windows, were secure. Now they're just ripped off. Doors. Doors have been kicked in, locks removed. There's been presence in there. We know that. Okay, inside and out. So valid concern.
And that's a concern for both
Yeah.
the life that's inside and the life going to rescue them.
Sure.
Right.
So, Mr. Chair, can I make a motion that we put an order conditions on that homeowner for that property?
I think they already,
Considering that we have
I think it's already been done by, correct me if I'm wrong, by health and building.
And building, yes. So
and
what we're doing is
Yeah,
the
yes,
issuance
on.
of the orders. There's been 2 orders, recent ones, again coupled with the tickets. Now we're going to proceed with housing court. Move this to have Attorney Rob Capera petition the court to have the corrections made and go from there.
And putting a
that
marker,
is a big building.
It's a very big
putting a
building.
marker
Yeah.
on it
The 3 family?
is just something, it's more than that. It's a very huge old Victorian that could have been nice.
When the
What's
dentist
the name
was
of
in
that
there,
road
is-
behind
the
it?
dentist stuff is still in there.
Street.
Ash
or
Street?
Sale
Yes.
Street.
Ash is in the back.
It is listed as a 3-family.
It's listed as a 3, but it's,
It's huge.
Yeah.
It's
All
huge.
the dentists, when his office was in
What did they
there,
call that?
I was in there 2 years ago,
You know, you
all the
look at
teeth
them
and all the dentists, everything's still in there
Ew.
throughout the whole place.
yeah. But they
Sale
can,
Very
on the
large.
side,
So it is
Ash
direct-
and
it's
High.
in
across
conjunction
from the middle
with
street,
the
right? You
building
look up,
department
they're
and the
up
health
there.
department with what they see.
It's huge.
They can just communicate with the fire department,
That's it.
and
Make sure, yeah.
and because of the
When it looked
condition
good.
that the homeowner left it, they can
Looks
go
nice,
mark it
yeah.
for the safety of the first responders.
That's my.
So there's so many hazards there.
Yes.
Now it's got to be done. Something's got to be done.
Yeah,
So
okay,
we need to address
yeah, we
that.
knew that one.
Okay.
Almost
That's-
1,000 square feet.
Why didn't they just sell it for $1 and let
It said
somebody
it
fix
here
it?
too,
Ah,
yeah.
that's
it said
what we
here
think.
for $1, yeah.
Oh, she passed away. so-
Look at sale price, $1.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so it's on sale for half, 2 quarters.
But there it lies.
Yeah.
You know. Okay.
I see the Vienna is having some very nice action,
Yes.
and I
Yes.
see Maine and Pleasant is having
Yes.
some very
Yes.
nice action.
Absolutely.
And there is another one a little further up on the left that they took the porches off and is really fixing it up across by the entrance to the old Polish Club.
There's a lot of activity, which is
There's
which is
positive
great.
activity there.
Very positive.
Some of the other ones are status quo.
And now town had the auction these properties. Some were thorns in our side, so we're optimistic that something can be done. Namely Tipton Rock Road.
Yeah, that's one of them that got sold. I heard she's got another list coming up.
36. Thomas Street.
Thomas
Thank
Street
you.
was the other
Thank
one.
you, thank you, thank you.
Kevin's on it.
Oh my God.
So
They
again,
had-
we're
they had
hopeful
promises on
something
that
gets
one
done.
On the old board,
Yeah,
way back with Andy, there was people promising on that one.
you're right. Okay.
Okay, good.
I think that's a segue into my announcements, which is related to blight. The receivership process for two properties, Crestwood and Denson Crossroads. We are moving forward with that, meaning the Attorney's General Office are sending two representatives out on the 22nd. We will be going on site to both properties to see what actions we need to take and what movement we need to take in the processes. I will be going out there, and I've asked the building commissioner and the building inspector to tag along. So that will take place, and hopefully those two properties get taken care of. Those two properties, the issues are there. Who owns them is the USDA.
But if I'm not mistaken, they haven't been such a thorn in our side that they've been breached, like
You are right.
this one here.
Like this one. This one has been breached.
That,
It's very
Creates
evident. Yeah. That takes
multiple
that
hazards.
takes priority. These ones again, hopeful that this bears some fruit with the receivership.
Good.
Be moved on the hands of the Attorney General. I'm very confident their staff will take on a mortgage holder, the owner, USDA, that'll hold it. So, and,
Yeah, and under that, what's the story, since we're on those properties, what's the story with, forget the number, but it's been a thorn too, is, Crestwood, Idlewood Street, I'm not sure what it is.
Is that the property
That's
right
one of
there?
my big bunnies, past big bunnies, that
yeah,
development.
that's the
Where-
one he's talking
Is that
about.
one of the ones you're talking about?
yeah, that's Crestwood.
That's Crestwood.
That's
That
Crestwood.
was the one that was.
That has been sitting there idle for,
Yeah.
multi, in the back some vehicles,
Yep.
there's a handicap ramp
Yeah,
there.
that one. Okay,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
that's one of the
we're
properties.
going to that one,
Yeah,
two
that's-
sites.
That's the one he talked about
And
with Dennis and
the Morris
Croswell.
Street one was still on top of that one too, right? Didn't that go to receivership too?
The Morris?
I think
No,
253
oh,
or
no,
something.
the Morris property, that went to court.
Okay.
The owners did go to court, they arrived, they drove from Texas. And we were very happy that they were motivated and reacted very well, meaning they started
Good.
all repairs, permits were pulled, they spent, I believe, 2 weeks here, owners, hired contractors,
I did see
and,
activity.
and corrected the issues that we were
So that means
concerned
they didn't know-
with, plus others inside.
They didn't owe the town money, because they got permits.
They got permits, yeah.
But I did see.
So they were
activity.
very reactive,
Good.
and with that, while they were here, Attorney Capera, they had another meeting at court. They were due in court, and in which they corrected the issues. Case was dropped. So that worked out very well.
Oh, it did.
But it took that effort to be in court, and they did.
To drive from.
And they did pay the fines, the 21 Ds. So we were very happy. We were
That's the
pleased.
carrot.
Yeah. So
Good, okay.
okay. Flu clinics. We get that. Yes. So through the Massachusetts Mobile Vaccination Clinic, we will be handling a flu clinic on December 18th, 24, from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. here in the town hall.
Right across the hall.
Yep. What we had to do is just register 25 people.
I'm at
Which week?
16.
We're getting there, and we have other individuals that are. So
Good,
that's moving forward. Okay.
I can get you some names, buddy.
perfect.
Perfect.
Tell McCullough, done.
I have to register them though, and that takes some time.
Oh, like a screening?
It's a full registration.
Oh, my. Okay.
I'm trying to get a lot of them done next week because he's on vacation and I don't have any place private to do this. So I'm gonna use his office next week while he's out.
Okay, so let's plan on it, and then,
Let me
Yeah.
know.
I had two more questions for you under your announcements. How are we standing as far as, last meeting we talked about when the town put water shut-offs for water non-payment? How are we stand with that? Any problems?
Well, our
Anything
certain,
new?
the health department's conviction is to, you know, we wanna foster relations, but again, still be clear to owners that without a supply of potable water 24 hours, it can move into a condemnation situation.
Right.
So my understanding is many people, the folks that have had their water shut off, have paid them.
Okay.
So we get that list, we go up, we're ready to go out, and the list gets narrowed. Most people react with the possibility of a shut-off. That angle has moved pretty well.
I haven't
So
spoken
we
to
haven't,
Steve.
we haven't had to enforce that.
Did they do their second wave yet?
I think
Steve
so,
had
yeah.
told me that this month they were this.
Yes,
Yes,
they did.
yes.
The
They
last
did.
wave, that was
Yes.
the last one for
That
the.
isn't the-
It was
So far,
yesterday.
all good? No,
It was
we
yesterday?
haven't-
It was yesterday.
Yeah,
Okay.
I heard that too. That's why I just thought of
Good.
it here. So we haven't had any problems as of yet.
At least
As
there's
of yet,
less residents
but we.
without necessities.
Sure.
Right.
Sure. And our involvement, again, that's the condemnation last ditch effort.
Yeah. Oh, yeah,
Or-
definitely. I just want
We
to
could
make sure.
speak
we're
with the
staying
owners,
up
put
on top.
pressure on them, finish a number of things to have that water.
And if they're in dire straits, all they have to do is make a phone call and get on a payment plan.
Yeah.
No,
No?
she's not accepting them.
No payment plans.
Ooh.
Somebody wanted to come in and pay like 3/4 of it and she wouldn't let them.
So they're adamant,
Okay.
department.
Wow.
Yeah,
It's
this
either
must
paid
have
in,
been going on
it's
for a
either
long
paid in
time then.
full or shut off.
oh, damn.
And they're tagged, they have that, you know, and clearly if you see them by 10 a.m. usually on the day, they,
I would think that from,
Yeah.
from a town citizen's point of view, we'd want to have that flexibility so that they think it keeps the water warm with some sort of a payment.
so,
But there's a limit, because this is a service fee.
Yeah, I get
And
it.
when one person doesn't pay their bill in a service situation like the enterprise fund, which the water is, it only goes so far, and then the rest of the ratepayers have to pick up the slack, and that's unfair there.
but I want to underscore the point that we, the health department, are ready to enact enforcement measures suitable. And again, it can lead to that
Got that one.
condemnation. Okay?
You're all set? I forgot
I have a
that.
question.
Okay, all right.
I have a
You're good?
question. Do you have any update on where things stand on the transfer station? We were talking about that several months ago.
I do not. I do not. I know that was discussed. I'm more than open for discussions with,
I think
But-
Maybe we need
that,
some homework on what it would cost us, what it would require, that kind of stuff. I think
that's,
we don't have that.
we've been wanting to talk about that, we've been talking
Exactly.
bits and pieces
Yeah.
with somebody like Tracy, who's been very honest with us, helping us out and stuff, and the rights and the wrongs, and what you do and what you don't. And also, Rich from DPW,
Yeah.
we've spoken to him, and he used to work one in Connecticut.
okay.
And there's a lot of items that a lot of people associate with a transfer station that aren't worth the money on collecting, because everything is recyclable if there's a market.
If you can afford to do it.
No, if there's a market.
To go with it, yeah.
If there's a market, you're right.
If there's a
To
market,
some degree, yeah.
okay? And things like styrofoam is recyclable,
You're right.
but it's by the ton.
Yeah. You might not work.
So it's still in there because that's something, going back to our curbside thing, that, you know, I think, and for what we saw, that Maritza will be coming up in like 13 seconds. For what we saw from the hazardous waste day,
Yeah.
and questions that people had on stuff, that we weren't taking on Saturday. Yeah, we need one. That would be an asset, and it would be, we've already discussed something with another town, because when you regionalize, you get more money. In 2 towns, they consider, DEP considers regionalization.
Well, yeah,
You don't need 12,
that makes sense.
So-
I mean, that's a good excuse.
there's other things to do.
Okay, that'll be good. That's fine.
So it's not dead in the water. It's just, there's only 24 hours in the day.
Right.
You good?
I'm good, thank you.
Step up to the chamber.
Here's five, I think.
Chicken.
It comes down with
Chicken.
Household hazardous waste day. We had a great turnout. There were 172 vehicles. 82 tires were dropped off. A ton of electronics. Televisions, computer monitors, towers, tablets, cell phones, you name it, they took it. Chemicals, batteries, light bulbs, all types of liquid waste. It was a great turnout.
What's
They
liquid
also-
waste?
Any kind of any kind of, I've got kerosene left over, I've got lacquer thinner left over.
Pesticides,
You name it, it was.
You name
hair
it.
spray.
Yes. They also took pressurized
They came in.
cylinders, which was good,
Yeah.
that a lot of
Tanks.
places didn't take. So those little propane tanks all the way up to your 20 pounders that you would have under your gas grill they took.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That's good.
So we had 2 vendors there. We had MedTech that was there, and we had Republic Services. Republic Services, chemicals, MedTech, electronics. Bob's Tires came in sometime this week to remove the tires from the DPW. Next year, I'm hoping to have someone who is willing to accept, a vendor, I should say, willing to accept anything that contains Freon. Air conditioners, freezers, refrigeration units, stuff like that.
sure.
Because that was a big item
Yeah.
that we weren't allowed to accept. So hopefully next year we'll expand a little bit more on that. Yeah.
And I want to say, we found out from just talking to people, and we went down on Friday to pre-stage,
Yeah.
Yep.
and we talked to Mr. Preventure from the DPW, who was very receptive and gave us a remote, so we had full run of the building. But we also found out that he asked us, almost begged us, but he said that, are you collecting these? Because he donates them to Dana.
Good.
So we had a separate container, instead of giving them to the electronics people who's gonna charge us to dispose of them. And we kept a separate container, and we put a nice box right by his driver's door of his truck, so when he came in on Monday, he had his cell phones to donate to the hospital.
There's probably close to 20 of them in that box.
Oh, at least 20.
I was gonna say that, where it's
It's close
like,
to
I
20.
wish that there was a way, like, if those tablets and those things, like, are still good. I mean, we could donate them to, like, so many people that really need that. Maybe there's a way that we can do, like, a little,
yeah, we can.
like, if you know it's good, I don't know, something, because, I mean, some of the stuff is very
Right, to
valuable.
reuse it.
Yeah, it's very,
I'm
very
sure they
valuable.
do it. I'm sure they do it. They just don't blindly destroy them.
You
But they
know,
don't tell
Ma-
us that.
The MacBook, they're like, oh yeah, we're gonna destroy this MacBook, yeah.
And I want to thank all the volunteers that assisted, helped us. They joined hands. We made it. It worked out.
The
very
weather
well. So
cooperated, we
thank
laughed,
you.
we insulted each other, and we had a good time.
We did. We did.
And we
So
had no-
hopefully we're looking at April of next year for the next household hazardous waste day. I don't have a date yet, but keep that in mind.
We're doing school vacation, Maritza. Like during school vacation.
There's pros and cons on that,
Oh, because
Yeah.
people are away.
because people go away.
I really rely on the vendors because
Right.
they are very busy.
Yes.
Yeah.
We have to book these
And they
things
come in with
way
a
in
crew.
advance, months
What
in
a setup
advance.
they have.
Those chemical people from
No, they don't
Republic,
play.
they came in
What a
with a
setup.
crew, and it was top shelf.
Yeah.
We didn't have to do anything but tell the people where to go.
And the communication was.
It was
they were
top, yes.
Communicating with me, I mean, weeks at a time, and it was just really good.
I thought the whole thing in general went off very well. There was a lot of positive feedback on social media.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of good things about it too.
Come
Yeah.
back, good. We're doing a coat drive, the Kiva Center and I, we're doing our second annual winter coat drive, so if you guys have any donations, I don't have a date yet for you to drop them off, but I will keep you posted. Any sweaters, any scarves, hats, gloves, winter coats, jackets, we'll take those in.
So the container's
Yeah.
gonna be here?
Where
We're
they
gonna have
going?
an office here for that.
You're gonna have a space within this building for
Yeah,
that?
within the
Okay,
building.
that's what I'm
Mhm.
saying.
And then we'll transport it to,
Yeah.
Right, I didn't know if it was gonna be your place or her place.
Yeah, I
Leaving-
put a box at my office too,
Okay.
usually, but usually Maritza gets the most of it, and then
Okay.
from there
And
I,
then we'll bring it
we
over,
dispense
yeah.
it, yep.
Throw
Okay.
it in the back of
Good.
the truck and bring it
Yeah.
over. Leaf and yard waste curbside pickup, that starts on Monday and that will run through November 30th. So leaf and yard waste curbside pickup on the day of the collection. Brown paper bags or open containers, or they can utilize the leaf and yard waste containers over at the DPW. Any questions?
Just one, as far as, there was something that was brought up in the past. I kinda fell on it, and I'm just trying to get an answer to these people that asked me in regards to, I don't know if you can answer it, or I think I answer Melissa anyways. Properties that we have as far as trash pickup, properties that we have that are, say, new construction, that do not have a occupancy permit are receiving bills for trash pickup. Have we decided what we're doing with that or not? We brought this up, and it came up, the first time it came up was the night that I worked in the office. And it's come up twice since then, and it just happened again. I got a phone call on it again the other day. Have we discussed that? What are we doing? Where's that stand?
I
Who
thought
goes to
that when-
So
I-
what happens is,
Yeah.
the new construction is obviously done, the inspection's completed. DPW issues them a house number. DPW forwards that information to the building department, assessor's office, and myself.
So just,
So
so you don't
that
keep going
bill
on.
gets
These people
generated.
don't even have an occupancy permit because it's non-livable, but they are receiving a bill for trash services.
I thought
They can't
this,
even live in that property
I
because
thought
there's
this
no
went-
carpets, there's
yeah.
no sinks, there's no toilets.
they have never got a final inspection, and I thought this went to Jasmine's office before.
That's what it is, Jasmine.
So
Jasmine,
how
Sorry.
did we get a house number if,
Well, I remember
This is where the
when,
problem
when I-
rises, that's why I'm asking.
when I
And
built
didn't
my
mean to-
house, a long time ago.
I got the number before I built it.
Yeah, the DPW gave a number when you are going to have a driveway, a curb cut, for the
That's when you
simple
get the
fact
number.
that you're having materials delivered.
Delivered.
Right.
So the number was almost with the building permit,
Yeah.
the original building permit. But these people he's talking about, there's one on Lebanon Hill I know of.
Yep.
These people do not have a final permit. It is not an occupied building yet. It is still under construction, but they got a bill for curbside pickup.
And they've been getting one, and they haven't been paying yet, but there's no kitchen sink, excuse me, no kitchen sinks, no bathrooms, but they're getting a bill for it. They're getting a bill,
And
which
they're not
technically they're
That's-
liable for it.
first I've heard of that one.
I thought we
Because
spoke with Jasmine.
I spoke with Jasmine, I actually went to her office that night, and she said and I didn't, my fault, I didn't do a follow-up on it. So, is that something you can check
I
into?
can look into it, yes.
Please, and so at least I can get an answer back to these two
Because it might be a
residents.
simple code that was overlooked though,
Yep, yep, the assessor's code.
because it's not finalized. They don't have their occupancy permit, so they don't have their final inspection, and you're not living there.
Interesting.
Yes,
Yes.
but they got a bill. Yes, you'll get a bill because it's worth something. And when we talk to Jasmine, it is worth something
They still get
at this
taxed on
point.
so much, like 50% of the
Right,
project,
right,
but it's not, and the way I looked at it, and me
It's not
personally,
occupied
it's
yet.
not occupied, so I believe they should not be receiving a bill for services that they're not using because they're using a dumpster, a construction
Yes.
Oh, they
dumpster.
already
Because
have
the
it.
trash-
It's not
That
occupied,
one.
Yep.
I'll look into
because it's
that.
Yeah.
construction. So
Because the
if
trash
you don't
is-
mind,
Yeah,
Yeah.
but you mentioned there were two.
Yeah.
What's the other address?
I'll
Okay.
give them that.
All right.
Yeah,
Just
because
making
they're having trash removed, but that comes under the building permit side
For the dumpster.
for the
Because
construction.
there's a non-occupancy permit on it.
Okay, I'll take a look at it.
You good?
So So the next round of bills will be going out, they were generated today, they'll be mailed out tomorrow.
And then your phone's gonna start ringing
Correct,
Monday.
and then the commitments coming where.
I'm just kidding, I'm not coming in on Monday.
Oh, no, those are the
Good thing
song,
I have my own phone line.
It is a good thing.
Monday is a holiday.
Yeah, and did you?
Oh, right.
Right.
Yeah.
yes.
And I think that's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Takes care of that. We have no commitment letters this month.
No.
We'll have it
You'll
next
have it
month.
next month, definitely.
Michelle's been working her crazy magic. Okay, members forum. Start to my left, ladies first.
I'm good. I got stuff with Mertz I'm doing.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're good, that's your opinion.
Yeah.
Gus?
Just two quick. One is, I was hoping you could update us a little bit on the emergency prep stuff that you've been working on, and specifically, I'm kind of concerned about where our town stands as far as being ready for things like the hurricanes that are whacking the south.
That you will have to talk to the emergency management director. That is the fire chief, who's the EMD, emergency management director. He's been working with, I mean, it's his, that's his mission and his toolbox to work with MEMA and all these other agencies to be prepared for an all hazards approach
Yep.
to the preparedness. DPH has given us some stuff. I think Dan was worked on this was months ago. I was unable to go, I had another meeting, I was unable to go at this one, but I'm in touch with the group on ordering some other stuff, and that's what I wanted to do, is talk to him on what else to go with shelter material. But we also have to work with the fire chief on what the overall duplication of effort sometimes is not good.
Right.
But as far as being prepared for any event like that, that's out of our toolbox. We got enough to do.
Yeah.
And we work in conjunction, I'll tell you, when we had the tornado, the health department worked in conjunction with the building department and the chief to do health inspections with the damage and building inspections with the damage, and everybody had a piece of the pie.
Right.
But who owned it? Emergency management.
Okay. Okay, I'll tell him that. And the other thing I wanted to point out is the housing plan forums have been scheduled for October 24th, 6 p.m. at the library, and November 12th from 10 to 11:15 in Spanish at the senior center, and 11:30 to 1 in English.
Oh, we just got that flyer. Yep. You want me to forward it to you? Wait, who do we,
What was that again?
can we post it on the town?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
We should. Absolutely.
We're gonna forward it to Patty?
Yeah, I can send it over.
Okay.
In fact, I'll send it over there.
Hey, good stuff.
So you good?
Yeah, I just
Okay, you're up.
I just wanna say,
Speak up.
yeah. I wanna say how pleased I've been, especially lately with the inspections department in general, everybody, Board of Health, Building Commissioner, as far as the progress we've been making in the last 2 or 3 weeks. It is noticeable, as far as I'm concerned, so I just wanna thank that with with Teddy being on board now. The other thing I wanted to bring up that I have a concern with, that we're gonna see, it's been a problem in this town for some years now, and it's gonna get even worse with the cold weather coming, is we still need to keep in mind the homeless people.
Absolutely.
I mean, we've seen an uptick in regards to the 700 some odd Main Street, cold weathers, it's on our doorstep right now, that's something we,
The
I
timing.
really wish we had the help from the, what's that thing the council turned down?
Oh, the IMA.
The
Shared
IMA,
services.
we would have had that shared services that could have helped. I think our hands are gonna be full when that comes, but I just wanna keep it in the back of everybody's head. Cold weather's coming, that's gonna be more of a problem.
And I'm getting
Now.
phone calls from like the
Yes.
fire department, from the police department, and I can tell you that financially, everybody is in a really tight place. What I mean by that, organizations are losing a lot of funding, and you know, a lot of the services that were existent even at this time last year are not. Even to the point where programs like field assistance and others are, you know, like it's just really, really bad out there. And, you know, it's really sad to see working class individuals, just because of their inability to be able to pay $2+ grand in rent for a 2-bedroom apartment, you know, looking, you know, for these type of servicing. I mean, I think of myself and I think about the working poor, which is what I call it, the working poor now. Because I mean, that's
true.
yeah, you know, and it's just really sad, and everywhere's full. In Worcester right now, the wait list for shelters to get into a shelter are
Years.
months and months long. Yeah, that's to get into a shelter.
And they have had, from my last meeting, I went with the planning, Worcester's had shelters open for quite a while.
Oh yeah, and they've opened up additional ones like the R&V, that old
For the
registry
homeless
video,
and
and
that type of
that's
stuff.
packed to the brim. I can say that with Jovan and some of the other groups that and boards that I'm in, that we were starting here in the town, on the town level, a Living Without a Home coalition. We're just yeah, and I'm on that. I mean, we just have yet to roll out some stuff. You know, definitely always, you know, looking for funding and to make collaborations with local churches, etc. You know, hopefully by my next meeting I can maybe, you know, have something drafted so, you know, we have some contacts, but things are not, they're not getting better, and they're not getting any better in regards to like food insecurity either. I mean, this is just getting really, the amount of people that are working, that are coming to receiving, that are applying for vouchers. I mean, I'm just like,
Can't
wow,
be
I just
ignored.
can't. No, it
That's why
can't.
I
It no
want to
longer.
bring that up.
It's no longer. I mean, simple things as diapers and, you know, baby formula. And parents are like, hey, either I go to work or I buy my baby formula. And I'm like, this is where we're at as a society. This is really. It's just really, it's a tough place right now to be in. Yeah, you know. So.
And I know the town manager has spoken to people about a task force for this.
Yeah,
And
yep,
then
that's what it is.
networking with the other towns.
So we
and
couldn't
things
name it
like
a
that.
task force because there were some legalities behind the word task
Okay.
force that we needed like some other like entities like underneath it. But I can tell you that from the substance abuse managers task force that we're in, that, you know, we're all rallied and all are trying to figure out, you know, what it is that we can do. And, you know, not just providing, you know, like this resourcing, but, you know, when the police department says, hey, there's a family here, what do we do? You know, like, and it's, you know, we have to figure something out in the moment, you know, to be able to adequately help those who need our support.
And in a lot of the homeless people, there has been some, unfortunately, bad placed complaints about some of our homeless in town that's been sleeping on benches. I think bad place comments is the nicest way I can say it. And they are our, when they come to this town, they are our people.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I know for a fact of someone who reached out to one of the gentlemen there, and these people don't want handouts. It is a very, very difficult challenge to work together. They don't want to feel like they're a burden, they don't want help, and it has to be some specialist people to really, you know, it's unhealthy for them to be out there, which is our concern.
I'm really upset still. I'm sorry, and I have to publicly say this about that grant that we.
Yeah.
This was there. This was there. It was there. It was there. It was there. Like, you know, like it's so.
That used to be my good arm.
Not your bad arm. And it was there. Like, people don't understand. These are real problems. Like, this is real. Like, some people can ignore it because they have that luxury of being able to. But when you work in this community and you're part of this community and you hurt for this community, like, that was there. Like, that was their job to do. You know how nice it is to pay other people to do something for you, and all you have to do is just say, hey, thank you. You know, like, this was all part of that. And other towns are receiving sheltering. They're opening up shelters. They're giving people money for first class and security. That was all part of that. And I think it just frustrates me because that's my community. like, it's not just like a black and brown issue. No, like, this is our community. It's everybody. And it's a lot of money. Like, yeah, like, it's a
1.2
lot of
million.
money. Like, we just,
It was more than that,
I don't drink, but just.
We all feel for you on
I
that. We really all hope we got that, and we all are on the same page. I think I can speak with everybody on this committee,
Yeah.
that turning that down was,
It was stupid.
yeah.
Like, I was stupid. It was stupid.
That's all I got.
Yeah,
Before we
we're
get in trouble.
done.
Yeah.
Okay, just to update on a couple of things. I took the advantage with the help of the fire chief and Maritza on printing out 1 million different sheets of directions. Also took advantage of the hazardous waste day.
Yep.
And, yeah, some people like to say I talk too much, but
Only me.
I asked almost every car that went through if they were signed up with the emergency alert system. And if they said, I don't think so, here's how. And everybody got a sheet. So the plan is to also make more that we can get out to town hall, library. My goal is to get a bunch made and go see Katie for voting.
Yeah.
And I'm also
things
happy
like
to
that.
put, if you have any inserts, I'm also happy to add them to my farmer's market bags. Because I have the farmer's market on Wednesday
Okay.
for the town. So, and the people, I put inserts in
I
there
know
all
how
the
to get a
time.
hold of you.
Yep.
But this way, I could not believe, and this was a bone of contention with me before I retired, because there was people that we had no way to contact people who were on Main Street going into Cornerstone Bank that had no idea that Charlton Street was going up in the air with the tornado. Because we had no way of notifying people.
Right.
Yeah.
And we worked over a year and a half getting quotes and talking to different things, and we settled with Everbridge. And the thing is that, like some people say, the companies are supposed to take the white pages and input it, so even if you don't sign up, but how many people do you know don't have a landline? And your cell phone is not in the white pages.
Oh, that's true. Yeah,
So-
I forgot about that. Yeah.
And you have many options on how and what you want to be alerted to. So it's like signing up for online banking. You can do it bing, bang, boom in the computer, and but we got that out. The other thing is, there might have been a rumor, and there was something that Casella was pre-planning to use the blue building to store baled recyclables if that longshoreman's strike happened,
Yeah, I saw that.
because they would not be able to go. So now, you know, I have communication with her, and that's done and over with, so they will not be, you should not see anything going on up there.
Okay.
Except I think that's where they dump the yard waste. So, that's not happening. And I think that's it, that I have. I think that's enough. So, next meeting date, Thursday, the 14th of November, 6 PM. How's that sound?
Good.
Okay, make a motion to adjourn.
Motion.
Second.
All those in favor?
Yeah.
7:15 on the dot.
Peace
Thank you.
Later, later.